that says here is best practice for that. And so in the past and still in the present, we have a lot of ideologies that are working, common sense ideas that, well, we need to maximize exposure to the target language, the school language. The first language is going to get in the way of that. And if only parents would switch to the school language, English or Dutch or whatever it might be at home, then that would solve the problem. These are kind of persuasive common sense, but they're incredibly problematic and incredibly wrong in terms of what all of the research is saying.
But the whole idea of the value of letting children use their mother tongue in the classroom, I didn't know about that. And then I started reading some articles. There was also a report last year, I think, or 2 years ago already, from the PO-raad. So it was a big report about newcomers' education and how to focus on the talents of children who recently arrived. And it really matched what I already had like boiling in my head. I was like, yes, this is it. And they started talking about like really using different languages to learn. And now step by step it's getting more and more common, at least in the newcomers business, in the recently arrived immigrants. For example, I'm contributing to a new methodology for vocabulary. It's called Wereld vol woorden, a world full of words. And we're working on it with a group of teachers and experts. And using the mother tongues of the children is actually one of the focus points of the methodology. And I think that is something that has been, it's unseen here in the Netherlands. So in every exercise, for example, whenever we say children can discuss something with each other, it always says they can discuss it in Dutch or using a mother tongue or any other language that they want to. And they can always point things out in the wall with all the words over there. And so we repeat that with every exercise we put in there. And I think that like having the methodology tell you to do it will be a next step for teachers. And the methodology also includes games. For example, if you want to practice the words, you can do that in many ways. One of the games that we incorporated is that a child stands close to the wall full of words, and he or she says a word in his or her own language. And the other children can guess. First they get a few guesses based on familiarity, maybe it sounds the same, or and if they don't guess it, then the kid who's standing there can give a hint, for example by using a gesture or making a sound, and the kids can guess again. And that also makes them feel really proud, and it also creates the, like you said, the awareness of different languages and interest, curiosity about different languages. And I hope that those small activities, because it's already small, that we put into that methodology, at least introduce all newcomers teachers to the value of multilingualism.
You see the exuberance that somebody like Hannah illustrates in terms of discovering this path and discovering the kinds of practices that open up when you stop seeing the classroom as a Dutch-only zone or an English-only zone and see it as a multilingual zone. I think it can be really inspirational for other teachers to see this isn't that difficult. We can build language play, language games into everything we're doing in the classrooms. We can welcome students' identities fully into the classroom. She highlighted the role of negotiation of identity in the classroom, and it's very clear that when you basically tell students either explicitly or implicitly leave your language at the schoolhouse door, it doesn't have any place in here, you're telling them to leave a major part of themselves in the classroom. And when you welcome those languages into the classroom, it may take some time for students to get over their own ideologies that they've internalized, maybe from their parents, maybe from teachers, previous teachers, that their language is not welcome in the school. When they genuinely realize that the languages are welcome, when teachers share their own language learning experiences with them, when they communicate the fact that knowledge of additional languages has always been a major part of education and educated people, then they realize that they are privileged to speak other languages, their languages are assets, and that's a whole new identity for them to take on.